Years ago, the Bureau of Land Management released a public service announcement called Stay Out, Stay Alive, which was designed to educate people about the serious dangers of exploring abandoned mines. The video warned about cave-ins and unstable structures, as well as old explosives that could still detonate, and wild animals that often made these mines their homes. They also mentioned entire sections where oxygen levels were dangerously low or completely absent. However, the most disturbing part of the announcement was the real story and accompanying found footage of an accident that had taken place years before. On July 4, 1998, a group of young men discovered an abandoned mine somewhere in Nevada and thought it would be exciting to explore it for fun. What's surprising is that from the very beginning of their adventure, the boys seemed fully aware they were making a terrible decision. One of them pointed to a warning sign about staying out and staying alive, acknowledging it was solid advice, but then admitted they weren't being very smart and were going to ignore it anyway.
Darn.
As you see Briz pointing out, stay alive. It's a good point, but we're not too smart, so we're going to go anyway.
This is an unsafe mine. Danger.
They passed another sign declaring the mine was unsafe, but the temptation to explore somewhere untouched for decades was too strong for them to resist.
The deeper they ventured into the mine, the more hazardous their situation became. They found themselves walking across rickety old wooden bridges that could have collapsed at any moment. They even noticed clear signs that parts of the mine had already caved in, with rocks and debris scattered everywhere. But they chose to ignore these obvious red flags and continued pushing deeper. Someone pointed out all the fallen rocks, indicating the ceiling was unstable, and questioned whether they should keep going. Another person joked that since those rocks had already fallen, more wouldn't come down, while someone else correctly pointed out there were still plenty more that could collapse on them at any moment.
If you look at all this, there's lots of rocks and stuff that have fallen from the ceiling, which indicates that probably not a good idea to be walking this way. And,
well, they've already fallen, so they're not going to fall again.
Well, there's more to fall still.
It's important to understand that these weren't trained professionals with experience in safely navigating abandoned mines. They were just a group of young guys looking to do something they thought was cool and film their adventure for fun. They could have easily fallen down a 1,000-foot mine shaft to their deaths, or gotten hopelessly lost in the miles of interconnected tunnels, which was starting to look increasingly likely as time passed. At one point, they noticed mysterious painted marks on the walls, including X symbols and diamond shapes, and started questioning what they meant and which direction they should take. They couldn't figure out where each marked path led.
Yeah, we got to remember where we're... Okay, we got out here.
Who painted these X's in the Grant? What do they mean? Dead ends and stuff. Okay, they're all got an X on. We can go this way. That one's got an X. But it's also got that. What does the diamond mean?
Where's that go?
Goes down.
A long way.
Ooh, that's not a little. Well, it'd be kind of hard if you slipped and fell. You could catch yourself before you actually fell down that.
Not if panic set in and you spin like a little.
Someone pointed to a steep drop-off, and when discussing how far down it went, they noted it wasn't a short fall, and anyone who slipped would probably get hurt badly on the way down, even if they caught on something before hitting bottom. Toxic gases and radioactive elements present in old mines could have also caused serious immediate health problems or long-term damage if they stayed too long. Fortunately, they somehow managed to avoid all these major hazards and made their way reasonably deep into the mine complex. But then, they encountered something that very nearly killed all of them in an instant. They came across some overhead pipes and realized they would need to climb up and over them. One person joked this was going to end up on America's Funniest Home Videos when somebody inevitably fell.
We have to climb that?
Yeah, don't everybody get up.
I got
You don't need to lunch on the wall.
This is going to America's Funniest when somebody falls. That's a good idea. Alrighty. Oh, that's on the table. Don't touch that.
The ropes.
While crossing this particularly dangerous section, one of them spotted an old rope hanging down from the wooden support beams and became curious about what might be below. Someone confirmed it led down to the main shaft. Despite having no rope climbing experience and no clear plan for how they would climb back up, other than just pulling themselves the same way, they decided to try it anyway. A guy named Adam volunteered to be the first to descend. When asked how far down the rope went, Adam estimated it was about 30 feet down to a ladder.
It's down to the main shaft.
Wow, so we're climbing down this rope.
Yeah. How far down?
How are we getting out of it?
Climbing up it.
I see.
His friends offered him a belt for extra grip, and Adam began lowering himself down while they watched from above, calling out encouragement. Then,
Suddenly, there was panicked shouting as Adam cried out, and his friends began screaming desperately for someone to help him.
How far down does it go?
All the way down to that ladder. See where it's going down?
Or
Like a good 30 feet.
or am I gonna hook this
I'll
camera?
go first. I am. About 600 feet. You don't like to break out. You don't like to... Put it like he's doing it in your mouth. Yeah. It's all like this. Is it off now?
No, it's how am I gonna get this thing down there? Yeah, but how am I gonna get back up? I don't have.
Hey, good. Give you my belt stretch on. Adam! Oh! Adam! Oh! Adam!
Yes.
Adam!
Oh God. Oh God. Somebody help.
The rope Adam trusted to hold his weight was completely rotted and deteriorated. It gave out almost immediately after he put his full weight on it, causing him to plunge 65 feet straight down into the darkness of the mine shaft. He lost consciousness during the fall, but miraculously, it didn't kill him instantly, and he was still breathing when he reached the bottom. His terrified friends managed to find their way out of the mine and contacted emergency services, who launched a lengthy rescue operation that lasted several hours before finally pulling Adam out alive. The fact that they all escaped without any deaths was nothing short of miraculous. The shaft could have easily been over 100 feet deep, which almost certainly would have been fatal. Adam could have also struck his head on the rocky walls during his fall, which likely would have killed him on impact. An even worse scenario would have been if the rope had broken when the last person was attempting to climb down, leaving the entire group trapped at the bottom with no way to contact anyone on the surface. In that nightmare situation, they all probably would have died from dehydration and starvation before anyone found them. Thankfully, they managed to walk away from this terrifying experience with only broken bones and various cuts and scrapes as a reminder of how close they came to dying that day.